U.S. President George W. Bush is calling for tougher punishment for corporate criminals and a new sense of moral responsibility in the boardroom after a series of accounting scandals that have shaken investor confidence. Mr. Bush addressed a Wall Street audience Tuesday where he announced his administration's plan to end what he called the days of cooking the books, shading the truth, and breaking the laws.
Today, by executive order, I create a new corporate fraud task force headed by the Deputy Attorney General, which will target major accounting fraud and other criminal activity in corporate finance. The task force will function as a financial crimes SWAT team, overseeing the investigation of corporate abusers and bringing them to account.
President Bush hopes strict enforcement and higher ethical standards will help regain the trust of the American people. The disclosure of improper management procedures by companies such as Enron, Arthur Andersen, and most recently WorldCom plummeted markets and left thousands of American workers financially unstable. Among some of the reforms the Bush administration wants are a strengthening of the Securities and Exchange Commission, the forfeiture of all money gained by fraud by corporate officers, and the adoption of rules to ensure auditors' independence. Congressional leaders had been pressing the administration to take tougher action on corporate scandals. The Senate is currently debating its own reform bill. Senate Majority Leader Tom Daschle, a Democrat, said the president's words fell short.
I thought the president spoke loudly, but he offered a very, very small stick. Not only do we need to lecture corporate irresponsibility, but we've got to send those responsible to jail.
But the Senate Republican leader, Trent Lott, called Mr. Bush's words a very strong statement.
It did have specifics in there. It did talk about an executive order setting up basically a fraud task force. It did call for legislation in a number of areas, including tougher criminal penalties.
The Senate hopes to pass its legislation by the end of this week, and some legislators said some of the president's ideas could be incorporated into it.